get going. Welcome everybody to our chair yoga class, part of the free Grow with GoGo series. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And you can get all of these through one phone number, and that's 855-464-6872. Also a reminder that you have a referral code at the bottom of your GoGo receipts. So at the bottom of the receipt, you can give the code to a friend, and then once they take their first service with GoGo, then you will both get $10 in credit. We also have a Facebook group, and you can connect with others on Facebook. So if you want to continue any conversations online, you can find us there. And with that, we'll get going. So welcome, I'm Adra. If we haven't met, I teach the functional fitness and the yoga class at GoGo. Today is our yoga. Yoga is mostly seated. The functional fitness is a lot more standing. All you need today is a chair, so nothing special, just a chair. I prefer one without armrests, but if all you have is one with armrests, then that's fine. Usually one with a back is good. If all you have is a rolly chair, that's fine, right? You just want to make sure that you're safe. So just being mindful of what you choose to use as your place to sit. I'm seeing that Anne, you have your hand raised.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think this is a really good thing, but you sound to me like you are across the room and the speaker is picking you up across the room. So there's a little bit of an echo.
So right now my speaker's behind me because I have a big mic here.
Oh, that's a little better.
So what's gonna happen though is once I'm over there, right now the mic is behind me because I just set it up so that it's good. So right now it's in front of me because I'm holding it.
Yeah, now I hear you. Okay.
It should be fine once I'm in the chair. I just set it up so that sometimes I forget to put it in the right place. So it's in the right place for when class starts.
Okay, well, thanks. I just want to let you know.
Okay, great. Thank you. Great. With that, we'll get going. I see, oh, Connie, you're in California. Awesome. So am I. Welcome. Let's see. Let me stop sharing my screen. And we'll close this. Okay, so as usual, I should be your big screen if you want me to be your big screen. We've spotlighted me, but sometimes your settings are going to override what we set. So if you need to, you can go to the top right-hand corner of your computer and pick speaker view if you want to see me, or you pick gallery view if you want to see everybody together. So just know that you can do that if you go to the top right-hand corner of your screen. The other thing is take care of your body, do what feels good. If anything doesn't feel good, skip it. Be kind to your body. Also, I was just scooching forward to see the chat. I can't see the chat during class. So if you put in a message in the chat, V will try and answer it as best she can. Otherwise, I'll answer it at the end of class, but just know that if you're putting things in the chat right now, I'm not gonna know. Okay, with that, let's find a comfortable position, find your seat. Let's just rock a little side to side. And then settling in the middle. Let's do a few shoulder rolls forward. And a few shoulder rolls back. And then letting the shoulders drop and closing the eyes or letting your gaze soften to the ground. Taking a few moments to let go of the day so far. Let go of the things that need to happen later. And settle into here and now. Begin to notice your breathing. And begin to sense where you feel the breath in your body. Can you feel the air entering and exiting the nostrils? Can you feel movement in the chest? Can you feel movement in your abdomen? There's no right or wrong answer to these. It's maybe you feel it, maybe you don't. That's okay. Whatever's happening is okay. Wherever you feel the breath the most easily, wherever you can sense it, go ahead and let your attention rest there for the next minute. And then placing one hand on top of the other against your chest, against your heart. Maybe sensing movement beneath your palms. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. So maybe there's something you'd like to cultivate, like calm or flexibility, ease, whatever it is, set that for yourself now. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill your lungs. And exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep inhale. And let it out. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and blink them open. And we'll inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling, reaching tall. Palms touch, exhale, hands lower towards the heart. Again, inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands touch, palms move towards the heart. Pausing here, let's let those hands go to the right and to the left. So with the palms touching, as the hands move side to side, you might feel a little stretch in your forearms or into the palms or fingers. We'll add a twist with the side to side motion. So as the arms go to one side, you'll let your spine follow and you'll twist in that direction. And then the hands start to move in the other direction and the spine follows, twist that way. Side to side. One more each side. Evening yourself out, so you've done the same right to left. And coming back to center, interlace the fingers. So webbing those fingers together, you'll interlace and you'll roller coaster your arms one direction. So you're creating a little bit of articulation from one side to the other. So an elbow will lift, then the wrist will lift, then the other hand lifts as the first elbow lowers and the next elbow lifts. So it's really hard to verbally explain. So you can almost imagine that your hands and your arms are waves and you're creating these waves, and go ahead and wave the other direction. So there's a lift and a lower of the waves. Going the other direction tends to be quite challenging, so it's okay if it feels a little funny. And then go ahead and let that go. Let's inhale, open up the arms out to the side and lift the chest, lift the eyes, a little back bend, opening the front of the body. And then exhale, round your back and give yourself a hug. Tuck your tail, wrap your arms around your chest. I'm going to give you a side view, but you don't need to move. Inhale, arms open, chest widens, tail goes back, head lifts. And then we round the back as we exhale, tucking the tail and dropping the chin. Keep going at your own pace. Jaw is relaxed. Breath is smooth. And then make your way back to center. Release the arms alongside the body and we'll bend side to side. So you're letting one arm reach towards the ground, like you're going to try and pick something up, and then lift yourself back to center. And then side bend to the other side. And back to center. Let's add some breath. We inhale into the side bend. Exhale as you rise. Inhale to the side. And exhale as you come up. Keep going, couple more times at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed. Move at your pace. Start to even yourself out. So you've done the same right to left. Come on back to center, letting the hands rest on your lap or just on your chair if you have that space. Let's take a moment here first and just nod the head yes. So you're going to look up to the ceiling and down towards the ground and just notice how your body does this. So how do you nod your head? Yes. And then I'm going to spend 1 minute explaining some of the mechanics to try and make this nod a little bit better. So if we have our head, I'm going to go sideways. This will probably make it easier. We're going to have our head sitting on top of our spine. So we'll pretend that the pink ball is the head and this gold ball is the spine. Obviously the head and spine, it's actually usually the other way. The other way is bigger, but that's okay. Head over spine. And you can nod your head, right? You can nod it just having it directly on top of the spine. But actually what's ideal is when we bring our head into flexion. So when we nod our head down, so from neutral to down, is the head actually moves back a little bit. So it's not just rotating here, it's going a little bit back as it comes. And then it slides a little forward as it goes up. So if maybe I'll make my finger my nose. We'll do that. And then we'll get into moving. I just want to explain this so that you can get a little better movement into the spine. Right, we can move our head directly over the spine like this. Or we can find that slightly more biomechanical optimal position is when we flex our spine, so when the head goes down, we slide back a little bit. So there's a little bit of this pull back as we slide down, and a little bit of this move forward as we move up. So I'm gonna exaggerate it here on the model. It's really subtle, but there's a little bit as the nose goes down, there's a pull back of the head, and as the nose goes up, there's a pull forward of the neck. So it's very subtle, but that can be really helpful in trying to visualize how we can move our head with a little more grace. So let's find that. So back to our center position. We'll let the nose drop, and as the nose drops, feel like the head pulls back a little bit. And then as the nose lifts, feel like the head moves forward a little bit. And so that's really what's happening optimally when we're moving our head in this nodding position. So just do that a few times. Maybe you close the eyes and just sense as the nose drops, the head retracts a little bit. It's subtle. And as the nose goes up, the head comes forward a little bit. Just a few more. And then bringing your head back to center, and we'll rotate the head no. So just noticing here, when you rotate the head no, where is your head positioned? Is it really far forward or is it back? So pause in the middle, see if you can lengthen the back of the neck, almost like you're gonna nod that head no. So the chin goes down or the nose goes down and the head pulls back. Keep some of that and then rotate the head no. Just different. And then back to center, see if you can keep some of that nodding of the head. So the chin is down, the nose is slightly down, the head is slightly back, and then do a side stretch of the neck. So it might feel really different for you when we're in this side stretch, I'll give you a side view, versus this side stretch. It is different when our chin is jutted forward versus when our chin is back. So you can play with both, but notice, what do you usually do? And maybe play with what is different from your usual. Let's come back to center and side stretch of the neck the other way. And same thing, noticing, is your chin really jutting forward or is it back? What feels good? What feels interesting? And then back to center. All right, let's let that go. Let's do a few shoulder rolls forward. And a few shoulder rolls back. Letting those shoulders relax, let's bend the elbows into a W shape. We'll inhale, stretch the arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bend the elbows, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, arms reach up, spread those fingers, and then exhale as you bend the elbows, squeeze your hands into fists. Inhale, we open the hands and reach the fingers up. Exhale, bend. Keep going at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed, move at your own pace. If reaching both arms doesn't work for you, do one. If reaching high doesn't work for you, just move in the range that works for your body, right? It can be small, it can be big. Listen to your body, do what feels good. This is your time and your practice. And since there are lots of us, it's up to you to make the practice work for your body. So that's modifying, taking breaks, adding things. Next time your elbows are bent, we'll pause. Relax the fists, so release the fists and bring the hands in front of you. So your elbows are bent 90 degrees, like you're holding a platter in front of you. We'll keep the elbows close to the rib cage and close to your side. Thumbs reach back. So we're externally rotating those arms. And then exhale, bring those hands back to the platter. Inhale, opening up the arms. So elbows are staying bent, elbows are staying close to the body, but the hands are reaching back. Rotation's actually happening at that arm bone, that upper arm bone in the shoulder socket. And then hands come back together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep going. Next time your arms are open, we'll pause, hold for an extra few breaths. Jaw is relaxed. Notice what you feel, where you feel it. And then letting that go. Hands rest wherever is comfortable. Take a moment and just notice where your feet are connected to the earth. So what are your habits? How do your feet press into the ground? And then go ahead and have a look at your feet and let your feet be parallel. So all 10 toes are facing forward. And press into the balls of the feet and the toes. We'll do some heel lifts. So raising the heels up and down. So feeling how your heels can lift and lower. Toes are down, heels come up. Balls of the feet are down. So it's not just the toes down, but it's that front of the foot. The pad of the foot is on the ground. Watching what your ankles are doing or paying attention to what your ankles are doing, or maybe you watch. Are the ankles going center? Or what often happens is they go out to the side. So if that's happening, see if you can center them. So maybe have a look. Our eyes can be such great teachers. So having a look, what are my ankles doing? Can I keep them center? As I keep my feet parallel, that can be hard. Sometimes our feet get really stiff from having just certain habits and feet and shoes. All right, let's add some marching. So now we're going to do lifting of one leg and then the other. If this doesn't work for you, you can do alternating heel raises instead. So lifting one leg and then the other. Noticing, is it possible for me to lift the leg without moving the spine? Sometimes it even helps to touch your spine. And see that it's fine for the muscles of the spine to move, but see if the bones of the spine can stay still as you lift one knee and then the other. So that we can find that marching without using the back. And the reason I'm saying that is what I see sometimes is this. So what's happening here is I'm really actually not, as I lean back, so this is not what you want to do. When I lift a leg and lean back, I'm not actually moving my legs so much as I'm moving my torso. So we want to keep the torso still, spine still, as we march. Couple more. All right, and then go ahead and let that go. Let's straighten out. I'm going to move sideways so you can see. You don't need to move. Let's straighten out the right leg in front of us. So right leg is straight, left knee is bent. And let's point and flex that foot. So that right foot's going to point and flex, moving through the ankle. So the toes will come down, maybe touch the earth, and then the toes will reach up towards the ceiling. The right leg is straight, the left knee is bent. Next time your toes are facing up towards the ceiling, pause, hold. And we'll move into a stretch. We'll inhale, lean forward. Feel the stretch intensify in the back of that right leg, and then exhale, sit tall. Inhale, we lean forward, feel the stretch. And exhale, sit tall. Keep going. Next time you're sitting tall, pause and decide where you want to hold the stretch. So you can stay sitting tall to hold the stretch. You can lean forward to hold the stretch. If you want more intensity, you could bring your left forearm to your left thigh to get yourself closer to your leg to hold the stretch. If you can reach, you're welcome to take your right hand and rub the hand on the back of the leg, or rub the back of the leg with the hand. That can help bring more input to the leg, maybe create a little relaxation, make the stretch feel better. You can also be still, so you don't have to do that. It's just an option. And go ahead and make your way back up. Rebend that right knee. Windshield wiper your knees side to side, shake it off. And we'll switch sides. So left leg comes forward. First, we're pointing and flexing. So the right knee is bent, the left leg is straight. We're moving through the ankle. So point the foot, toes find the ground, flex the foot, toes come up towards the ceiling. So pointing and flexing that left foot. Breath is smooth, jaw is soft. There's no specific breathing pattern here, but it is important that you do breathe. Next time your toes are facing up towards the ceiling, we'll pause. Moving into the stretch and then out of the stretch. We inhale, lean forward, feel the stretch intensify, and then exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. So we're easing our way. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, sit up. Keep going at your own pace, forward and back. There's no rush. The next time you're sitting tall, we'll pause and then take a moment to decide where you want to hold the stretch. So you can stay upright, you can lean forward, or you can bring your right forearm to your thigh. With any of these variations, if you'd like, you can take your left hand, rub the back of the left leg. It can be a little bit soothing or feel nice and allow you to go a little deeper into the stretch. So it's an option if it feels good. And as you're ready, start to lift yourself back up, rebending the knee, windshield wiper your knees side to side. So we're gonna move to the standing portion of class. The standing part of class is no more than 5 minutes. So just know that if you don't wanna stand, you can stay seated, do a few movements seated, and we'll be back in our seat in less than 5 minutes. If you are coming to stand, take your time and come behind your chair. I'm gonna move my chair. You don't need to move it. You just go behind your chair. And if you can't get behind your chair, find a table or a wall, just so that you have something to hold on to as needed for balance support. All right, so hands on your support, feet down. Look down at your feet for a moment and let your feet be about a fist distance apart, and let your toes point forward. So let your feet be parallel. And then maybe you release your support, or maybe you hold on. Let yourself rock very subtly forward and back. So you're rocking on those feet, so the weight shifts back onto the heels and then forward onto the toes. So just noticing that you have that ability to move through the feet and let your entire body weight shift forward or back. And I'm standing on something creaky. I'm going to move back a little bit. All right, and then back to center. So find even weight front to back. And then go side to side, so right and left. Let the weight shift to one side and then the other. It's not that you're lifting your foot off the ground, you're just allowing this subtle wave or this subtle shift right and left. We're sensing, we're feeling, how does my body move? And then finding center, and we'll draw a circle. So let the weight shift forward into the toes, and then off to one side, and then back towards the heels, over to the other side, and forward. One more time this way, so circling to the side, back, second side, forward, pause, circle the other way, so circling to the sides, back, side, forward. One more time, this direction at your own pace. And then once you've finished up that circle, find that even weight, front to back, right to left. Fingertips find your support in front of you. We'll bend those knees into a chair pose. So all 10 toes face forward, the knees are tracking forward, the hips are back. It's almost like we are creating a chair with ourselves, except for our body's not so upright, our torso comes forward. We're gonna move with our breath, so we'll inhale, straighten the legs, come up, and exhale, bend the knees back into the chair. So option one is to keep holding onto your support as you bend and straighten your legs in and out of chair. Inhale down, exhale up. If you want to add some arms come forward as you bend into your chair, and then arms lower by your side as you straighten. We inhale, bend the knees, arms come forward or hold on. Exhale, straighten the legs, arms lower. Keep going at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. Move with your breath. Next time your knees are bent and you're in your chair, we're going to pause and hold for an extra breath. And coming up. Finding your support with your hands, we're going to step that right leg back behind us, stepping it anywhere from 1 to 3 feet behind you. It just depends on how long your legs are. 1 to 3 feet behind you, right leg is back, left leg is in front, and then we bend that front knee. So you might get a little bit of a calf stretch here in that back leg. So you're thinking about pushing that right heel into the ground. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. And then go ahead and straighten out that front leg as well. So now we have 2 straight legs. And then hinging at the hips, you'll lean forward. So you can bend your elbows a little bit and lean forward. So you'll feel a stretch along the back of the front leg. And we're almost done with the standing. We'll do this on the other side, and then we're going to come back to our seat. All right, lift the torso up, rebend that front knee, step forward, and we switch sides. So right leg stays in front, left leg steps back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet. Left heel pushes into the ground, front knee bends. All 10 toes face forward. We're pressing that left heel down. Few breaths. Shoulders soften. Go ahead and straighten out that front leg. And hinge forward. Bending those elbows slightly if you'd like. Hamstring stretch. Lift your torso up, rebend that front knee and step forward. And then make your way back to your chair. Just sitting on your chair. I'm gonna go into a figure 4 or a variation of figure 4. I'll mirror you here. So option 1, we cross that right ankle over the left and allow that right knee to open out to the side. So what we're looking for is this rotation of that thigh. So the knee goes out to the side. So that's position 1. That's one option. Another option is to cross the leg. So we're just getting a little bit of opening here on the side of the hip, crossing the leg on top of the other. Option 3 is to cross that right ankle over the left thigh. For option 3, sometimes it helps to sit up higher. So if you want to sit up on a couple of pillows, give yourself a little more height, can decrease the intensity of this. If you want more intensity, watch that your bottom shin, that left shin, is vertical. And then with any of these 3 variations, so ankle crossed, thighs crossed, or ankle over thigh, you can move your torso. So little circles with the torso. Just noticing any changes in stretch as you move your upper body. And then take little circles the other way. So you're just noticing, is there any tight regions, any areas that need a little extra attention? And then you'll hold the stretch in whatever position feels interesting to you. So that could be sitting upright, that could be leaning to one side, that could be forward, whatever feels good. Couple of deep breaths. And then go ahead and come on up. Undo the legs, shake them off. And we'll switch sides. So 3 options. Left ankle crosses over right ankle, left knee opens out to the side. So we're letting that knee splay open. Option 2, left thigh crosses over the right, the knees are sort of nestled. Option 3, ankle crosses over the thigh. If you're going in the ankle over the thigh, you might decide that you want to sit up higher onto some pillows to just make it a little more accessible. Or if you need a little more challenge, allow that bottom shin to be vertical. In whatever variation you're in, allow your torso to circle. They can be little circles, they can be big circles. You're just checking in, noticing, as I move my torso, how does the stretch change? Circling the other way if you haven't already. And then pausing in whatever position feels interesting or good to your body. So that could be sitting up, that could be leaning to one side or the other, or forward. Doesn't matter. Find a position and hold for a few breaths. Go ahead and make your way back to center, undo the legs, shake them off. And then start to find a comfortable position on your chair. So maybe now's a nice time to lean into your backrest. Get yourself comfortable. Maybe close the eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. Take a few moments to ground into your supports. So feeling where your feet touch the earth. Feeling where your legs make contact with your chair. and other parts of the body that make contact with the chair. And just settle into the support. Allow yourself to be held by the things around you. And tune back into your breath. Notice where you feel the breath in the body. Nose, chest, belly, back, anywhere, just notice. And allow the breath to deepen, finding slightly longer inhales and longer exhales. Noticing any unnecessary tension, and with each exhale, allowing that tension to soften. Then placing one hand on top of the other against your chest, against your heart. Feeling the movement of your breath beneath your palms. Maybe feeling your heart beating. From this space, take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Again, deep inhale. And let it out. Palms touch. And in yoga, we say namaste. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So wonderful to have you as always. We have some time now. If you have any questions about class, so either the yoga or the functional fitness, not GoGo questions. If you have GoGo questions, the best thing to do is email GoGo directly. And yeah, there's a reminder, you'll get a recording in the future on YouTube. So you can find us on YouTube, and the playlist is there, and you can find all of our past classes that we recorded there as well. Yeah, so anyways, if you have questions, now's your time. Oh yes, and V also put in the chat that if you've enjoyed classes, it's always really helpful to let us know so that we can keep doing the classes. So you can leave a positive feedback for the fitness classes. Or if you have feedback for me, you can always just let me know right now. I can go, oh, I really like this move, or this was challenging. We can always talk about how we can modify to make things work for your body.
I love this class, and I'm sorry I was late today, but I'm so glad to have it.
Thank you, Margaret. Thanks for saying that. It's no problem being late. Better late than not at all. And of course, if you have no questions and you need to leave, you can totally pop off, but I'm going to hang out for a couple of minutes in case anyone thinks, oh yeah, actually I want to ask this.
Yeah, then next time it will be fitness.
That's right. So next Friday will be functional fitness.
Yes.
So that's our standing.
I'll have to miss. I have to go to a funeral that afternoon.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'll have to miss it.
I'm sorry to miss you. Wednesday though, we'll have yoga.
Yeah, well, Wednesday I have Tai Chi.
Okay. Okay. So then the following Friday, hopefully we'll see you. Yeah, go ahead, Bertha.
When we did the standing and the leaning forward and back, I couldn't keep my balance in going back. I really tolerated very little change.
That's quite common. And oftentimes it's a couple of different things, but the leaning back is hard just because we don't do that. The stiffness in our feet also back there's less motion, whereas in the front, our toes can sort of grab on, parts of our feet can move. But the other thing is the way we stand. Oftentimes what's happening in our standing posture is that we're already like this. We're already back. And so when we bring our heels back, our upper body is moving it. So if we bring our upper body actually a little bit forward or more in optimal alignment, leaning back is a little easier. So it's just an interesting thing. It's so true though. All of us will have less motion back than forward. But thinking about what your upper body, how your upper body even begins, what position it starts in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Probably more explanation than you were asking for, but
No, I really appreciate it.
I can't help myself.
I told you that I'm a musician, and musicians can have problems with their bodies too.
Yes.
Being able to isolate muscles and knowing what you're doing, awareness is so important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I don't stand.
You're seated when you're playing. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
Love it.
All right. Well, I will let you all go then. Have a wonderful weekend, and either I'll see you sometime next week or the week after.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.